Hammer time! Dragon sword!
Have seen more of Faerun than you ever thought possible. She no longer shies from wolves or water. Nothing in the world frightens her anymore.
We're a merry band
and you
now.
feel you could face anything by her side. One day, you receive a letter passed to you by a stranger who bows with deference. An invitation to a gathering of the friends and allies who stood by your side in the fight against the Absolute. You waste no time in packing and set off on the long road back to where all of your adventures together began.
Lovely. Made till somewhere, yeah. Aw. Hype. Ooh. Everybody's...
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight, fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon, wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
For friendship. Oh man, there's
something strange in your old friend's mouth. What is it?
She would only care about Scratch.
A familiar invitation. He wants you to throw the object he's dropped. But it isn't a ball. It's the astral prism.
Where the hell did you find this, boy?
He whines. Less talk, more throw. Scratch barks merrily in something like agreement. Scratch yaps a request you know well. Fetch?
Yeah. Yes, my beloved.
I didn't expect to be nervous. But seeing everyone here like this, it's strange, isn't it? I feel like I must have dreamed the last few months. Now I'm waking up back in camp with my hair smelling like wood smoke and fallen leaves stuck to my backside. Save it for when we're alone. Anyway, I know it's real. I know we made it. I just wish I could go back in time and reassure the old me that it would all work out. But enough introspection. This is a party. So, we should divvy up what we tell people about what we've been doing these past few months. I'd hate to be a bore that comes along and regurgitates the same story to someone moments after you've told them. Any
The game
ideas?
plan. I guess this is the only option.
Well, there's the visit to the House of the Moon, fending off Sharan assassins.
Man, we've been busy.
Stray imp that joined us. Bing
Stray imp?
bong, wasn't it?
Bing
We've
bong.
squeezed in a lot. And I'm glad I got to share it all with you. I'm sure we'll have them hanging off our every word. I'll leave you to do some mingling, unless you need anything else. That can be
yeah.
arranged. Almost a shame we're with company. I'd be tempted to let you whisk me away someplace quiet.
Indeed. Let's not go.
Why? Are you expecting to be gone for long? All right.
This is the end of the game. We gotta get the most possible.
I could get lost in those arms. With music in the air and wine flowing, I think I'll manage. Don't get into trouble, but if you must, fetch me first.
Smart thinking.
Now, there's a face I know well indeed.
Well, look back here.
Ah, my dear friend, it's been an age, has it not? You're looking very well indeed. Our skeletal friend will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post.
What this was like, that guy was part of the adventure? Good to see you, Baldur, man.
Busy as ever. Better that than the reverse, wouldn't you say? Every major publishing house on the Sword Coast has been vying for my upcoming book on the subject of our adventures together. I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form. You might help me with the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think?
The hero and I know. Yes, this is exactly
It's
what I was
all
saying. This
Volvo
is
as far as
the
I'm
writer and
concerned.
me. The hero
Perhaps
and
once
I.
the manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword? Or better yet, I'll
Driving
write a draft and you can
insane,
just sign your
people.
name. Better still, I'll sign it for you. Hmm? Ah, your success really has been wonderful for my reputation. But you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend. You've many friends to chat to, and I'd love to listen in.
He's a friend that definitely enjoys the perks of friendship.
Ah, it's good to meet again. Well, now, you can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to.
What? What are you trying to say, the hero?
An unworthy one. Forgive me. I am simply excitable. It is good to be out under an open sky once more. My first, since the reconstruction began. We left quite a mess behind. But the city begins to look something like itself once more. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers.
Very unlikely.
Same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon. Same cisterns overflowing. Huh.
Wow, the upper city got destroyed and everything. Got to see it. I mean,
Baldurians
real,
simply
that's actually how I feel.
get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity. Perhaps all three. but nothing I will sniff at any longer. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son, Jord, has been wooed to their ranks. Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing.
Good for George.
Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen.
That's
Though she
suitable.
spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two if they don't expel her. Again.
How about you?
There is still much to do. People to house. A Harper network to rebuild. I may have little love for this city, but so long as my family chooses to serve it, I can do no less.
Oh wow, that's cool. I'm sorry you had so much work, but there's no one better to do it.
The songs of my suffering will break hearts from here to the Hordlands, I am sure. Now, before
She
this
loves
night
that,
grows any
to be
deeper,
honest.
I must inspect the refreshments. You'll never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine.
I mean,
I remember one evening when we had to eat 14
Staring would
apples,
be
some fish
prime
heads,
suspect.
and a stale loaf of bread just to get by.
Another buffet.
I told you our friend was near.
Yeets.
We are not dreaming. It is our old friend. What is reuniting with old comrades, if not the stuff of dreams? But Minsk is full-clothed, so this must be no vision. You will forgive the aroma, I hope. We were not expecting the Dusty One to open a portal to our very cell. Boo had a moment to lick himself
Okay.
clean, but there is a little too much
Yeah,
of
I'm staying
Minsk to
busy.
cover.
Yeah, right?
Minsk and Boo have been helping, of course. We guard the streets, while Jahira is occupied with Harperish matters. The Zentarum rule the city's underbelly, so Minsk and Boo went to give them a tickle. There were harsh words, battle cries, some manner of head wound. We awoke in a Zentish cell, awaiting trial by noble combat. Execution, says Boo, though I am not sure of the difference. It is a long walk to the gallows, and Minsk still has his fists, no? In ample time indeed. So long as the Bone Mage returns us to our cell by dawn, Boo would not be late to the bloodshed. But leave such matters for the morn. Tonight is for celebration and the telling of tales. How have you filled your days since we tore this sticky tyrant from the sky?
Venture wherever I can. Downtown, fully up.
Without
This is
tadpoles,
what
Boo.
we fought for.
Forgive my hamster squirrelishness. He has developed
Boo.
something of a taste for tadpole, and is displeased by the diet I have placed him on. But no better cure than the company of friends. There is much merriment to be made before the night is done. Go, and greet the others. Minsk shall make himself presentable. This pond shall do nicely, Boo. Though I see no soap. So you shall have to blow the bubbles for me.
Carla, how are you?
Oh, shit.
Nice dog.
Oh, my God. He wasn't kidding. With us, you mad bastard! You brought me back! Soldier. It's really you. I've missed you, man. Like, I've really missed you. And you're so
Likewise.
clean.
Hey.
I'd say so. Can't think of who's been carrying your pack now that Kay's out of commission. Man, we had some good times. Wish Will and I had more time to reminisce, but surviving Avernus is just non-stop.
I would think.
Still, having him there has been incredible. You really can get through anything with someone you love at your side. Oh, but hey, guess what we found? Cambion dropped a map with directions and blueprints for Zariel's own private forge. A fucking forge! Our current plan is to get in, grab a smith, and force him to fix old Rusty. Or maybe give me a brand new model that can live outside of Avernus. You haven't seen the last of old Karlak yet, soldier.
Yep.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Keep a bottle of something good in the icebox for me, huh? Mama Kay's coming home before too long. Can I look you up when I'm out?
Yeah, I'll hunt you down myself.
Hey, that would be kind of fun, though. High stakes hide and seek. Honestly, I'd be curious to see if you could land a blow or two. Gods, is it good to see you again.
It's a challenge.
To be here, together. Hard not to get used to it all over again. This won't be the last time. I promise.
Ooh, Gilmatter, Valeria from Raging God has been. Is this everybody? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be here forever. Alright, this will be at the end. Bro? What? Did he hire you for the evening?
Oh, hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice.
I say all I think is using some bars and they full of heaven joy.
You have no idea who I am, do you?
Oop.
I thought Withers might have set the stage a little.
If I had good deception, sure.
Milil.
Introduce yourself.
Though if the lack of song prayers is anything to go by, that name carries less weight than it used to. Apologies. I think I got a mote.
But I
Carried
have
away
advantage
there.
in religion.
You're hardly to blame. You just want to change up the music, I wager.
Or at least a boost.
Go on then. What should I play?
Oh.
Fine. It's your party after all.
Stereo, my man.
You made it! Now it really is a party.
Yup.
Well, look who decided to turn up. I wasn't sure our withered old friend could live up to his promise. But here we are. And you're looking more delicious than ever, if you don't mind me saying. Whatever you've been doing with your time, it clearly worked wonders.
Ah, that means a lot coming from the stereo. Nah, you've been seeing as much of the world as possible.
You've become a traveler and a vagabond. A soul after my own heart. But I'm glad to see the world has treated you well. You've earned it. We both have, in fact. And where better to celebrate our good fortune? An old haunt with old friends.
Totally.
Exactly what I feared. Without the protection of our little friends, I was just an ordinary spawn again. Burning in the sun. I fled the dock and found refuge in the shadows until night fell. I'm sorry I didn't seek you out that night. I felt ashamed.
No
Like I'd
judgments
lost
here.
everything just as you claimed your victory. I didn't want you to see me like that. But time lent perspective. It wasn't your victory, it was ours. And for all I'd lost, I gained so much more. I had freedom, strength, a whole new life. And it was time to live it. I've taken a turn as an adventurer and hero. It turns out no one actually cares about murder, as long as you murder the right people. And apparently I'm rather good at it.
That's wild.
Let's not get carried away, darling. I'm still me. Perhaps more me than I've ever been.
So you're happy?
No, this is all me. I swear. Don't get me wrong. I was a mess at first. Every day I yearned for the sun and mourned my curse to live in the shadows. But in time, I realized that darkness is as much a part of me as my fangs. This is only a curse as long as I refuse to embrace the shadows. So, I decided I would. I decided not to be defined by the choices other people made, by what other people did to me. My past may be done, but my present, my future, they're mine. This is who I am, in all my glory, for better and for worse. That being said, I haven't completely given up on returning to the sun. If the opportunity presented itself, well, I wouldn't say no. But until then, I am happy. We've had quite the journey, you and I. From the moment I first threatened you, I knew you were someone special. Someone to take on the world with. I will miss our time together. But then again, maybe this isn't goodbye. So much as it's, see you later, darling.
Over to you, Asteria. Wookie touch.
Old friend. For 2 months I trained the Knights of the Comet. For 2 more I skewered Kithraki bellies. For 2 more yet, I traveled through Limbo. To see your face, it brings me even more pleasure than taking a Royal Inquisitor's head.
That means something from her. Yeah, that's important.
We've spilled blood, gained a foothold in the astral, but still we need allies. And one beyond reckoning has made itself known. Zerith Minyaragith. Not a what, but a who. The immortal god king of the Githzerai. An exiled people.
Sounds like it's gonna be light work now.
Until the madness of civil war ripped our one sky into 2. Our Gish sent word of the rebellion to Minyaragith through the cosmos. He's agreed to parley. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance. My blade is keen as ever. But it was you who showed me that a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge. Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the neck. Minyaragith is an ascetic. He reached out in good faith. This is his way. It is in this spirit that I must meet him.
My, how we've grown.
If he refuses, I carry on. Gravity pulls me in but one direction. I am the comet. I will not rest until I burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces. My people will be free. But you've heard that refrain before. Zealous, bossy, insistent. All part and parcel of my undeniable charm. Soon, when the comet has risen, when the Lich Queen has crumbled to dust, I miss this place. More to the point, I missed you. I'll be back one day. The Overgod himself couldn't keep me away.
Oh, somebody as close.
Well, well. Look what the Tressim dragged in. Professor Gale Decarius of Blackstaff Academy. Educator of the esteemed School of Illusion. Pleasure to remake your acquaintance.
I can see that. I see Mr. didn't smite you in the end. Yeah, I'll give you a hug. It's my brother. Come on, brothers. And sisters, I guess.
Well, that was quite lovely. I'm glad you're as pleased to see me as I am you. I have to say, I'm quite grateful to just be Gale for the evening. I fear my students find me somewhat intimidating due to my, explosive former reputation. I seem to put the fear of the gods into them. Or the fear of Mystra, to be more specific. I surrendered the crown of Carsus to her, as I told you I would. And in return, she cured me of the orb at last.
Nice.
Even now, I struggle to put the feelings into words. It was like exhaling for the first time after holding my breath for so very long. Of course, I haven't clarified with my students that the orb is no longer a threat. The legend of my explosive capabilities is an excellent means of controlling a classroom. Too good, if anything. I spend most of my time trying to convince them how much fun the study of magic can be. But it'd be easier to crack a smile on an intellect devourer than some of my pupils. I did. But meeting you, traveling the strangest of roads together, I learned to see myself differently. See the weave differently. In fact, I've actually been considering writing down the story of our adventures. The true tale of our flawed, but ultimately endearing truth. And the trials and tribulations we overcame. I can hardly leave it to the likes of Volo to give a true account of our adventures. And no one would believe him if he did.
That odious man truly frizzles my whiskers. Long-haired miniature dragon, he calls me. Tressim is much less of a mouthful.
And what of you? What are you making of this newfound lease of life we earned?
I suppose it's a,
From you,
it's a ranger
I'd
for you.
expect nothing less. I've told my students plenty of tales about our escapades. You're something of a hero to them, you know? I'll be delighted to introduce you to my current cohort as a guest lecturer, perhaps. I'm sure they'd have plenty of questions for you.
Do you anything else?
I don't see why not. 2 heads are better than 1. Unless you're dealing with an Etin. Of course, you'll be most welcome to stay with me in my tower. My apologies, Tara. That would be our tower. It will give us plenty of time to catch up on your adventures. I'm very curious to know what you've been up to these past months. But I suspect the telling of that tale would keep you tied to me all evening. So, in the spirit of selflessness, I encourage you to mix and mingle for now, with time enough to come.
This seems pretty red, but...
Oh, right. You. Hello. Yes, I'm certain it is. As for you, well, I've heard congratulations are in order. You helped Mr. Decarios save Baldur's Gate from the Absolute, isn't that right? Well done. Despite my old friend's genius, he'd have blown himself up long ago if not for the help of friends like you and I. You ought to come visit myself and Gale when you're able. If you can extract yourself from what I'm sure are very important responsibilities. We'll send word by pigeon when we've need of you. I used to have a taste for them, but a great many things have changed in recent months. Ta-ta, darling.
Well, it's neat, because I was wondering what happened to you, to be honest.
There you are, my friend.
Hey, brethren.
Can you smell it?
Oh, okay, let's go. Go for the roll. 1. No. I have inspiration. I'm gonna use this. Yeah. Perfect. Meant to be.
You take in every scent the night breeze carries. Sweet honeysuckle, tender violets, and an earthy fragrance you can't quite recognize.
Better than Avernus, I'm sure.
Forest trees draped in moss. Bittersweet, smoky, and that faintest hint of vanilla. A far cry from the rancid Avernus heat that's been clogging my lungs. I swear, Karlach and I have felled enough Cambions to build a fortress with their horns. Who'd have thought that just one of those fiends held the key to escaping Avernus for good? One of them sported a map and some blueprints. If you want all the gory details, Karlach can fill you in.
She filled me in with something else, man. Yeah,
I've seen him more than a few times. And he's as proud of me as I am of him. He's leading the city's renewal, opened the gates to all newcomers, rebuilt the council from scratch. And he's back in his element, commanding the Flaming Fist with brave heart and no shortage of empathy. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed. Bane's Chosen primed the Fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, fathers pardoned every last Fist. If my forgiveness not be Tyr's will, so be it. I shall forgive them all the same. His words, not mine. He still believes in the bow and the blade, but with Floric's help, he's teaching the Fist a new lesson. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered. May they all take it to heart.
Yeah,
I think the splinters I made out of the last bone devil I saw speak for themselves. Not to pat myself too hard on the back, but I'm not such a bad ranger if I do say so myself.
Respect.
I've
Welcome to the brotherhood.
The rush
I knew the reason we got along,
the
bro.
heart-to-hearts, the nights around the fire, the comfort of knowing I didn't face the unknown alone. If I had to do it all over again, and I'd rather not, to be clear, I can't imagine not having you at my side.
We've come a long way.
Well, that's enough hell talk for the moment. The night's young. You shouldn't go wasting it. Or wasting any of the wine, for that matter.
Stereo, what happened to you?
Half a bottle myself. Oh, did I say half a bottle? I meant half a dozen.
Hi.
Rank. I'd take rat over this any day.
What? No way. She's really partying.
Cool, fresh air. By the living gods, I need it.
Withers? You old dingbat, where are you? Yeah.
This one night is like any other, and yet different. Thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate, until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel? I am pleased to hear it. The satisfaction of one's intention is, to my surprise, a rare accomplishment. Enjoy the revelry of the day. Thou deservest at least that much.
See, Withers knows how to get down. I respect that. Is this perhaps a forbidden book? As for this orb, we can thank Orpheus. God rest his soul. Maybe the best bet for that.
You can pluck wine from all over the world, but is there one bottle of fresh blood?
No one stopped me yet.
It's not that kind of party, is there, yeah.
Didn't expect to be nervous. But seeing everyone here like this, it's strange, isn't it? I feel like I must have dreamed the last few months. Now I'm waking up back in camp with my hair smelling like wood smoke and fallen leaves stuck to my backside. Oh, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Ever since I first slipped into my
Rachel and
camp
her were a
garments,
thing in the
I should
playthrough
think.
as well.
So, we should divvy up what we tell people about what we've been doing these past few months. I'd hate to be a bore that comes along and regurgitates the same story to someone moments after you've told them. Any ideas? Well, there's the visit to the House of the Moon, fending off Sharan assassins. That stray imp that joined us. Bing Bong, wasn't it? We've squeezed in a lot. And I'm glad I got to share it all with you.
Likewise.
I'm sure we'll have them hanging off our every word.
That's what Rachel was saying, I think.
I'll leave you to do some mingling, unless you need anything else.
Missy definitely
That
going
can
for the
be
kiss.
arranged. Almost a shame we're with company. I'd be tempted to let you whisk me away someplace quiet. Why? Are you expecting to be gone for long? All right. I could get lost in those arms.
There's plenty left in
With
the evening.
music in the air and wine flowing, I think I'll manage. Don't get into trouble, but if you must, fetch me first.
The whole gang is here. Wish I'd had time to polish up the horns.
It's my pup. Always mouth because an absolute emergency over. Here's fist.
This seems pretty red, but no, not even close.
This is within the first mission power. Oh no. Used to go check for sure I found it.
By the living gods, I needed it.
The face is still unaccounted for. Oh. Stuff from the stolen from the devil's feet, I should say. Reported dead. Oh. Yeah. Stolen outpost raided by unknown assailants. Now protected by the Sword of Seven, Dame Aelin. Yeah, right? What's a tale?
God, I remember one evening when we had to eat 14 apples, some fish heads, and a stale loaf of bread just to get by.
Those were the days, Shadowheart.
Enjoying yourself, I hope.
Constantly.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll have to stop myself from getting teary-eyed when it's time to say goodbye again. Let's
don't
make
rush.
tonight count. The only regrets I want to hear about come morning should revolve around an excess of carousing and questionable dancing.
Steamy.
Why, I feel better already.
For the good times, Shadow.
Are you trying to make me sleepy? You know how easily I get lost in your arms.
Yeah, she certainly flatters.
Look at this place. At us. This is the best party I've ever been to.
Away, my friend! Minsk shall soon strip, and Boo will not see you blinded.
I'm a little too friend in the last moment.
Come now, out with it. Would be a shame to leave a party like this bereft of music too long.
Yes, how do you know Withers?
I owe him a favor, one he is eternally invoking. I thought honoring the worthy was a fair price to pay for Withers to pull me out of the fugue plane. Alas, one purgatory to another.
Oh, don't be like that.
Suppose I'll get back to it then.
Cheers to you. Cheers to Withers. Cheers to all of us.
Cheers.
This is nice. Yes. I think that's the right word for it.
I wish it could last forever.
Great time, a good time, I could tell.
After everything, this feels nice. A chance to take a breath, metaphorically speaking.
No doubt about it. Engine's cooking hotter here. Damn.
I'll enjoy the moment we have.
I can't believe this is real. Never thought we'd gather like this again. It's quite... yes. It's really quite lovely.
Be happy, Gail. We've earned that.
Why are you looking at me so? I'm enjoying myself. You look upon fun, Jahira. The man just makes friends wherever he goes, no? Ah, fine then. I shall keep him from jumping back through a portal in the morning. Or perhaps follow him and give the Zentarim a talking to, if my head is sore enough.
Perhaps we should start throwing parties.
Oh,
But
brilliant.
then again, just attending them grants you all the fun with none of the mess.
This is true. Ah, I'm gonna miss this.
Why, I feel better already.
Never want to let you go.
Are you trying to make me sleepy? You know how easily I get lost in your arms.
It's a good look for her with that hair. I wonder how she would be with Sharon.
The whole gang is here. Wish I'd had time to polish up the halls.
These very skies. Such pleasure to see them once more.
With everybody. Oh, Volo.
Don't worry, friend. I'll be sure to send your royalties by post once the manuscript's published. I'm certain I have your address around here somewhere.
But is there one bottle of fresh blood?
Oh, I gotta go through these letters. On the adventure closely from the day, fellas, to that word. So, not to tell feet, awesome, terrible, finds the scenes on the pictures you found. This was your first individual. Never forgive adventure, determination, such panache. Wonderful to touch the hearts of each of our number. With deepest gratitude, the Guild of Great Genius. That's that guild lady? Damn, what's her name? I can see her saying that though. This is Valeria.
Ah, cool, fresh air. By the living gods, I needed it.
In your absence, you understand? Yep, I am working on any balls with the city. So this is me. Target, false document, blind name, over to complete bond town at the Elf Song. If you happen to be passing through the middle point, perhaps you can persuade management of my innocence, Mr. Blythe. Something. Anyway, so I'm getting Bond's blood out of the cloth. My head's not been the same since the murder tribunal. So that is a personal problem. You can use soap apparently now. Baldur's Gate, vanquisher of the absolute. The city is forever in your debt, for without your valor, your audacity, your sacrifice, it would not know renewal. It is not templates in inns and homes that I speak of, but hearts. Baldur's Gate can never be the city it was before it suffered the Absolute's touch, and that is as it should be. The survivors have borne witness to their homes near destruction. They have come to regret turning a blind eye to such cruelty, gaunt as distinguished as safety and security, and they understand, just as I have come to understand, that trust, compassion, and unity are the foundation of Baldur's Gate. Our gates are open once more to the disowned and displaced. The Flaming Fists will learn to be true servants of the people, and I will devote myself to ridding the gate of the shameful fears that allowed evil to enter our homes and sickness our tables.
And good wine
Yours,
from the looks of it.
older Raven God. Your father says hi, Will. Halsin, my friend, I was truly heartened to learn of your success in the fight against the Absolute. The whole of the Sword Coast and beyond owes you a debt that can never be repaid. I dearly wish I could have joined in your moment of celebration, but the Shadow Curse remains, and so my vigil must continue. You are Glitz, hell. You are Glitz, Halsin, I'm sorry. but perhaps I shall yet discover a way to restore light to this place. But until then, the memories of my time traveling with you shall sustain me through all manner of hardships. If the Oak Father is kind, one day I shall feel the warmth of the sun and know the joys of your company once again. Yours until the end, Halsin. True words, Emmanuel. Dinner from Arabella. I'm gonna be here a while. Let me do this real quick. Arabella. Hey you, it's Arabella. You remember me, right? Bone Man once said I needed to find balance. Where creation needs rain, where morning needs night, midnight. The root of all being. Fancy talk. He was right though. After I touched that idol in the grove, it was like a big tree started to grow in my head, and all these weird thoughts and feelings and power sprouted on its branches like big black leaves. I had to figure myself out, so I followed the weed, like Bowman said. I don't know how I knew what to do, I just did. After you swished the brain, Birdman showed up. He said the weed led him to me and me to him. He's teaching me how to make sense of all those leaves on my head tree. He says I need to use magic responsibly. He also says not to call him Beardman. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm thinking that's Gale.
This seems pretty red, but no, not even close.
As far as I remember about a tabloid, it always has it. Even with Edvard. I mean, I heard, who is Edvard again? I heard his name so many times. Not just, who is he? Formerly, our greatest foe was against Absolute is now seen as a collaborator with allies, Calyx, society, forms of relations, returning to, as far as I ask you, yeah, I definitely remember reading something about this guy conspiring with Gortash, so fuck him. My friend, no, my darling. Greetings from Mental Horizon.
Wish I'd had time to polish up the
you
halls.
so kindly treated me, is ready to play its part in resurrecting the glorious house of Baldur. Oh, Starion won't like to hear that. So from the moment I saw you, I knew you had power. And I knew that I could harness it. I knew that it could be mine. Soon I will descend into the abyss my people call the Chlorith, searching for my lost soul in its depths. Will it be dangerous? Oh yes, most dangerous. But don't fear, darling, your strength will see me through. I will find the ruins of my house, and when I emerge again, it will be as the matron mother of a house reborn. All thanks to you. All thanks to the power in your blood. Until we meet again, my darling. Orange Oblodra, Master of the Sanguine Arts. I pay attention to people's voices. Sebastian. After long in a vampire cell, I'd almost forgotten how to write. Oh, this guy, that's crazy. So never mind what to do right, but what can you say to the person who unlocked your cage and gave you your life back? I mean, I think this letter's for Starion, Orbian, or some kind of life at least. Yeah, he's the one, he shanked the shit out of Cazador. After you killed Cazador and opened our cells, we fled into the Underdark. There were thousands of us, a ravenous wave, mad with freedom and out for blood. And gods did we find blood. We swarmed every monster and unfortunate in a path, drinking what we could. We lost hundreds along the way, some to beasts, but most just disappeared into the dark. It wasn't easy, but eventually Cazador's house spawn calmed us and took control. They found some old ruins and we could call home, and we've been there ever since, building new lives for ourselves. We're not free down here. The dark will chain us forever. But we aren't the prisoners we once were either. And that's thanks to you. You looked in our cages and saw people, not monsters. And here, down in the shadows, we're trying to live up to that. Thank you now and forever, Sebastian. Astarion, all the Underdark spawn say hi. Floric, dear friend, I doubted you for so long. Perhaps you knew that already in spite of my best attempts. You prove yourself time and again in Walking's Rest, in Moonrise Tower, in Worm's Rock, and still I doubted. The Netherbring's defeat would have proven your courage, yet I'm more doubtful than ever. This was a ruse, a dream, a trick. And then one eve, from the elf song, I heard it, singing, a raucous, lewd, tuneless, drunken refrain. I've never heard anything more terrible and more beautiful. I raised my voice and joined the chorus. That was the moment all my doubts melted away and were replaced with something more valuable. Hope. Baldur's Gate will be whole again. I might have doubted you, but you never did. With profound admiration, Flora. Was she talking about Alfira's tomb? From Gur. To the spawn Asterion. Greetings from the family of Oma, hunters of monsters and keepers of peace across Beirut. You know this letter finds you well, for although we hunt you no longer, we do sometimes keep a watch. Your restraint and control over your bloodlust has been admirable. Indeed, it has been an inspiration for our children who have struggled with their own hunger. These last months have been a difficult time for our people. We have protected and nurtured our children as best we can, and we have learned much. Herbs we once used to dull our foes' minds are now sedatives to ease hunger and pain. Restraints built to hold the undead now protect them from themselves. There has been a lot of pain, but a lot of progress too. Our children learned discipline and control, while we learned compassion and patience. There was a time when we would have destroyed any undead creature, our own blood or not, and called it a mercy. But then we marked you. We saw that redemption was possible. Difficult, yes. Painful, but possible. We saved our children from Calidor and then from us. For that, we thank you. We will watch you stay, but with more admiration than fear. Walk in peace, Asterion. Lovely. He deserves that. Oh, Alfira. Hello, friend. I'm sorry it's been so long, but I have the most amazing news. You know how Larissa was working insane hours at the Elfsong Tavern? Well, she woke me up in the morning and all excited and told me she had a surprise for me. She took me to the house in the lower city that had a plaque hanging up outside it. A plaque with your and Hala's names on it, and School of Music Unique. I just burst into tears. I couldn't believe it. It's the cutest house we've ever seen, with a big open space downstairs and a small loft where we can sleep. Word spread, and before I knew it, I had a room packed with trainee bars from Candlekeep to Waterdeep. Larissa had to quit the Elfsong to help out. I'm teaching night and day and fall into bed utterly exhausted every night, and I've never been happier. Do come and visit sometime. We'd love to have you. Lots of love, Alfira. Oh, good for her. Damon. Hey there. Would you mind passing this on to Karlak? Thanks a million. Karlak, if you're reading this, you're alive. One way or another, you've found a way. Thank the gods. I think of you often, wondering what's become of you. Write to me, won't you? Please, yours faithfully, Ben. Of course, Dana, I'll pass it along, but you should know. Will and her are a thing. Elmiston. Oh, Gale, my boy. I can only apologize for my absence from Wither's little gathering. As you know, only the most urgent of business would keep me from indulging myself in his excellent taste in sweetmeats. And your esteemed company, of course. I was delighted to hear that you came to your senses with regards to that cursed crown, and delighted yet further when I heard that the orb's malingering presence no longer possess any threat. In that sense, at least, I hope you feel Mr. treated you fairly. I trust you'll enjoy your adventures. I have to say, I struggle to picture you outside of Waterdeep or your library for that matter. Wherever your escapades take you, Be sure to keep your larder well provisioned. After all, one never knows when an old friend might drop by. Elminster. Elminster as elegant as ever. Nocturne. Dear Shadowheart, I hope that you are happy and well. I must keep this short, as I remain surrounded by Shah's followers at almost every waking moment in my new enclave. I dearly wish for you to enjoy your night spent with old friends, and I hope that you and I share such a reunion. I know it must seem strange for me to dwell on such heritable thoughts, yet I cannot help myself. Perhaps one day I shall find some measure of the bravery that you did, and walk away from this life. Until then, I shall keep him safe, and hold memories of you as my one ember of light amid an ocean of darkness. Until we find each other again, once again. Yours always, Nocturne. Boss. You can be script. Terso adorns one side of the page. The other is written in common tongue. Shilak. Orpheus may not be with us, but the comet shines ever bright. Beneath the breath, battle and by battle, blackest death draws near. I have taken to the astral plane, slaughter all who must be slaughtered, and spread the air's truth to every possible ear, willing and unwilling. Many Githyanki have already taken up arms as warriors of the comet. Others have remained in their enclaves and travels to creches, dedicating themselves to our cause as scribes, spies, and slate scholars. But our allies do not call themselves children of Gith. Zarek Man Agith, the Gith Zareth God King, has requested an audience. There was a time when I would have thought such a coalition unspeakable. But with the Gizrai, there at our side, not even the full force of Kithraki could stop us. If Laketh is to fall, perhaps the two skies must again be made one. Vos, Revika to Orpheus, Knight of the Comet.
The whole gang is here. Wish I'd had time to polish up
From
the
Hope. I had a dream last night. Not that there are any nights here, or any days. It was a dream about you, all of you. And you were here with me. And I have served bread and jam and oat crackers and cheeses and enough tea to quench a dessert. You nibbled and sipped and smiled and laughed, and you asked if I was happy. Nobody has asked that for so long, and that I don't know if anyone has ever asked at all. I didn't have the words to answer, so I instead led you through my house and showed you all the souls that are here with me. There were Raphael's once, but now they only belong to themselves. The archives and art gallery, the boudoir is the grand kitchen, and the dungeon is a refuge for any wounded soul or creature that finds its ways to us. Am I happy? I don't know. But I am Hope, and I persist because of you.
God, I remember one evening when we had to eat 14 apples, some fish heads, and a stale loaf of bread just to get by.
Give me a second. Marina. First. Marina. Toch dat u zegt, first for once. I finally had my baby. A beautiful boy. I can't believe I've ever thought of giving him up. He screams his head off half the night and I've barely slept, but I'm the happiest I've ever seen. Other than my wedding day, of course. I decided to name him Connor after his dad. With Epilogue, myself, and some other hag survivors who have started our own with Epilogue, myself and some other hag survivors have started our own publishing house.
By the living gods, I needed it.
We've only printed a few pamphlets so far, but I'm halfway through the first book. Me, an author. Respect. It's like something out of a dream. Mind you, it's all about how to kill hags, but you know what they say. Write what you know. With every pamphlet we publish, more people show up to our supportive groups. As happy as that makes me, it breaks my heart to see how much harm Ethel did. But so long as I live, another hag won't set foot in Baldur's Gate. You have my word. Anyway, the reason I'm writing you isn't just to talk your ear off, it's to say thank you for saving a scared young girl who thought she'd be a terrible mother. I couldn't have been more wrong. Next time we meet, points are on me. Maybe. Okay, so... Oh, wait. Is it... No. To hear the realms. You're the great genius. So was this another one? Hold on. So this is Nine Fingers. I've not much for leaving the city, but it does gladden a girl's heart to be asked to the ball. So I'll thank you for that much. In my place, except a few casts of fine vintage that managed to roll their way down from the upper city in all the commotion. The rebuilding has given rise to many such happy opportunities worth discussing over a more civilized drink in my guild hall. If you ever find yourself at a loose end, enjoy the muck and see if you get the High Harper to sing. You won't be disappointed. Nine Fingers. Asterion, the one was from Nine Fingers. Zavor, my dude!
It smells so good here!
I hope my penmanship has improved somewhat in the past months.
Good song, good
When I first stumbled into the city, I shook so badly that I could scarcely scold the soup that priests pressed into my hands, let alone write and thank you as you deserve. It is only the city itself began to shake that I felt my hands grow still. Oh yeah, Wither is responsible for wine too. Along with the other veterans sheltering at the temple, the scars of El Terrell's unworthy legions, I watched the monstrosity rise over the city. We felt no fear, only anger, disgust, purpose, and with it power. I do not know what oath we cling to now, or how long it will last, but we shall use it to ensure that this city will not suffer El Terrell as El Terrell did. Whether it wants us or not, it is more to thanks alone than thanks alone I owe. No words can make amends for what I did to my people, but that is as it should be. More come to the temple every day to aid in the relief effort, and if I am permitted to work alongside them, then I am content. You come to see us when you can, Zebra. Harp stamp letter. I gotta know who is this from first. Is it Harper Geraldus? Okay, hold up. Who is this guy? Hold on, wherever you are, I just want to thank you and ask a favor. I am to be made a watcher. The High Harper Geraldus. I can't remember his voice, but I remember Geraldus. He survived. To me, the watcher, through trial by fire. So the High Harper put me forward to the Harper Council for service to the city. I'm not sure what that means, but I know that if it wasn't for you, I'd be back mucking out my mother's yard. I am permitted to bring one guest to the ceremony Who will name me Watcher before the council? You spoke for me once before. I understand you're probably busy, but I would be honored if you would do it again. I will wait your reply whenever you can, but hopefully soon. Hard regardless. Oh, it looks like we got a meeting to attend. Only a +1 though, I can't bring Shadow. Man, I'm gonna miss all this. Truly. Heroic nights of many will be remembered.
Checking in on me? Sweet of you.
You're always on my mind, Laius.
Why, I feel better already.
Mutual.
Are you trying to make me sleepy? You know how easily I get lost in your arms.
The evening is late. We must plan accordingly.
Scratch yaps a request you know well. Fetch.
For old time's sake, Scratch. This is some journey we had, Rachel. I couldn't have done this without you, sincerely. I only hope I did you justice. And that you have fun when you get to this moment, like I did. And I know you're not far. Which means you should tell me how amazing it is soon. We're here.
Yes.
Onward with this.
What indeed?
To the future.
Prick up thy ears and listen. The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready. For thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving.
Heroes be heroes. Salute.
To you.
Oh. The tale of a lifetime. thanks again for anyone who made it this far. Watch my playthrough. Like, you, my admiration is immense. And I just want to enjoy everything now, these last few moments. Most of what I had to say is in my finale vid. But as far as this one goes, you know the drill. I'm dying button mashing. Y'all stay beautiful. I'm gonna bounce. 1.